today's adventure, we are going to talk about and go for a ride on-road and off-road and talk about the Dunlop Traimax Mission tires on the Africa Twin. This is DCT 2022. Spoiler, I am absolutely loving these tires. Now, as you look at the rear tire right back here, you can kind of see it's got like that cross of street and off-road. I mean, the tread is significantly deep. I mean, there are tons of videos out on these tires on multiple bikes, heck, even the Africa Twin, you know. But again, it's got that cross. It's a little bit more rounded than some true off-road. This is definitely, you know, some people want to say it's not even a 50-50 tire. I will say this is a true 50-50 because it's fantastic on the road and shockingly amazing off-road. Now, beforehand, what I was running on my Twin here is the Mitas, whatever, the MT-07 Pluses. And as you can see, this is 5,000 miles here. Now, I probably had a little bit more ride within these, but you can see it was getting pretty flat right back there. The side has chunky tread still. But again, that tire was so dancy right out of the box, even broken in, it would skip along sometimes. The front tire was a little bit wobbly. Now we look at that front tire of the Dunlop over here, you can see you got those side grips, you got the mid grips, it's split up as well, so it's not a straight across. Now you do got that bite right there, but even right here, when it's straight across, bam, it's gonna bite over there to prevent some of that slip if you're in sand or mud, which is what I have a lot down here. So just looking over the Dunlop Traimax Mission tires right there, they truly look like a 50-50 compared to something that's more geared towards strictly off-road, you know. And a lot of us that ride the Africa Twin, like, let's be honest with each other here, a lot of us spend time on the road. You know, we want to be gnarly off-roaders, you know, but so I got my 300L. But I do take this off-road, and we're going to do some of that today. But again, we do spend a lot of time on road, so we still want to be comfortable on the road. And also, one thing I want to chime on before we get into the ride here is whenever we watch tire reviews, and I watch tons of them, there's so many good ones out there, you know what I mean? It's really going to differ rider to rider. You know, is this person more aggressive? Are they doing more off-road? Are they a little more, you know, wild out there? Are they slower? Are they more on road? You know, how are they on their bike? What kind of bike are they riding? We're riding a very heavy bike right here, you know what I mean? And I ride truly 50-50, I would say. I really do. You know, I'll turn down some roads I probably shouldn't turn down. So I need a tire that will get me through that. But I also get on a road for 6 or 8 hours, highways and stuff, and I want something comfortable for that as well. So again, take all of that into account, and we're going to take you through some of those situations today on this ride and talk about them as we go. Wow, I just got my helmet on and everything, and I'm already sweating. It's a stinking humidity before the rain down south here. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about these tires while we're on the road here. Going average 50 miles an hour. Just got off a road that was going about 65. Even with the wind kicking right, it's just, gosh, it is such a nice tire here. It's so planted. You feel the turns. You can get into the turns. You don't feel like, you know, you're on top of, like, say, a knobby or more aggressive off-road tire that when you turn, you get really shaky, kind of skippy, kind of iffy. You don't want to lean into it too much. You can still lean into the turns with these tires, you know, almost giving you a slight street vibe where you can whip it and dip the Africa Twin around into turns and have fun on the road more than a really aggressive tire, you know what I mean? But of course, we need that to take into account when we're off-road as well. But again, just talking about the on-road capability, it is nice. All right, so before we get too heavy off-road here, I want to go ahead and get, no, that's our face cam. Oh, don't tell me I forgot it. No, that's face cam, GoPro. Over here, there we go. As you see, we are tangled up. This is my camera protection within my bags for when we bounce around. But what I want to do is take this camera and mount it back here so you guys can actually kind of see that tire in action and get a really good feel for it as we ride. So anyways, I'm going to set this up and then we'll get back on the road. So now that we are mounted up, I hope that camera stays put. If we lose a GoPro, our day is going to be ruined here. Hopefully we're mounted up and you guys can see what's going on right there. Just so you are aware, my Africa Twin, I got traction control on too. If I get into a hairy situation, I'll turn it off. You can see my power. This is my set mode for off-road. Suspension and off-road mode, ABS off-road mode, just so you know what's going on. And by the way, I've been riding off-road in Sport 1 on my Africa Twin. I can just feel the gears a little bit more. Anyways, just giving you an idea of my setup here. Let's go on and get riding. Okay, so right here, Hopefully you guys can see. Let me close my visor so the wind's not really cutting in. Light gravel, nothing deep, and just already, oh gosh, it already feels so stinking good and just planted. I love it. Oh, that was my turn. I miss that turn every time I come out this way. Okay. Now this is where some sand, I brought my 300L. I believe I bought the Africa Twin out here. Yo, that was a big root. Holy schmoly, I didn't even see that. I brought the Africa Twin out here before. Brought the 300L out here before. So I'm quite aware of what we have out here. But again, it's a mix of everything. Some mud, some sand, some ruts, which the GoPro never picks up. Let's get into some of this deeper sand here. Yeah, nice. You feel it dance? Of course, we're off-road, right? It's gonna dance a little bit. That was some deep sand right there. Uh-oh, someone lost a bumper coming through here. We're going around 20 to 30 average out here. See, when you go slower, of course, on any ADV bike, right, any tire, you go slow in the sand, you're gonna get dancy all over the place. So try to keep the momentum no matter what you're running, right? But anyways, sticking on these tires, we've been in some good... Oh. Okay, almost went down right there. Got a little swarmy. That sand got pretty deep. I got a little swarmy right there. All right, let's get that speed up. Here we go. Started slowing down into a turn, and that's a recipe for disaster with any tire, especially with a big bike. All right, a little bit of mud right here. Right here. No, it's kind of dried up. We just don't want to get caught in one of them ruts since it's all dry. All right, let's take a right. Okay, so as you're seeing so far, again, being on some mild sand, back there it got pretty deep, but again, this is going to be more gravel, and up here the sand's going to get super deep. But the biggest thing is always keep that momentum, no matter what tire, right? A lot of this is going to play into what bike you're on, how fast, what's your terrain. But again, just seeing these tires just chug through this stuff here. Taking a turn, I don't feel it dancing out at all right there. Medium gravel, nothing too deep, it is loose. Cutting 40, just nice and steady, really nice. Here comes that deep sand up here, so I'm not going to slow down too much, but I don't want to take it too hot into the turn. Okay, let me just lean back a pinch. Easy cakewalk, right? We can take it into the sandy turn, nothing too bad. Sorry about the wind, guys, really sorry about that wind today. Again, it's still mild sand, not too deep right now, just mild. We're chugging 45, 50, whatever. Now of course I'm not going to take a turn that fast. I'm gonna tap my brakes here a little bit, and down here is where it starts getting a little bit hairier. I think y'all remember this. I've taken you out here a few times again, remember? We got some sand, elevate. I gotta pop my visor, I'm starting to fog up really bad. So again, pardon any more ridiculous wind noise, but I'm starting to fog up since I'm huffing and puffing. There we go. Now I don't want to get soaked today, so I'm going to take this water crossing just a little bit slow, just because I don't want to get soaked. But it's deep, the sand, soft, a little muddy. I'll ride right through this, a little more muddy stuff. Yo, cakewalk up the hill, just dancing like any other old bike would dance. Nothing bad at all. Now I stand up a lot when I ride, just so you know. When I'm off-road, I stand up quite frequently on the Africa Twin. Whew, that was a big bump. Can't see it underneath the grass. When you sit on any bike when you're off-road, you're gonna feel it move around a lot more. So that's just as you get more comfortable off-road. All right, back into some sand here. Oh, slow down, we don't want to jump. It's coming in a little bit hot right there. But I'm so comfortable right now, guys. And again, we're on a bigger bike, just cutting through this stuff like nothing. And these tires are still fairly new. It's so nice. I want to ride every bit of off-road I've ridden before. I want to re-ride it all. We're about to get to some stuff that's a little bit more sketchy up here. Taking that turn with ease, sand and grass. Hold on a second, I haven't checked my back camera. Yo, look at that thing, solid. It's staying there good. All right, back at it. This is a deep sand. I'm gonna lean back. Oh, okay, okay. Stay with me. Stay with me. You guys see those front handlebars? I feel my back tire sinking in. My traction control's kicking. I should have turned that off. I should have known better. Let me 1 click, 2 click. You gotta let go of the throttle on the Africa Twin. No, I bounced it all the way back up. Oh, sheesh. Okay, okay. Traction control, hopefully off. A little tight right there, a little tight. No, I bounced it. Oh, me and this traction control, guys. Okay, I got it on 1 notch. I think I gotta hold the button down to turn it all the way off. Anyways, as you saw right there, we got through that deep sand pretty easy. My back tire did sink in, but again, that's Africa Twin, guys. This bike is a heifer. It's heavy. There's no way around it, right? So you're gonna experience some of that no matter what. Let's get up this little gully. Done. Done. With ease. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh. With ease, guys. With ease. Now I just want to show you, after we got off that trail, we're still going to go on some more. We're going to ride a little bit more road and something that's a little bit more muddy, but I want to show you off that trail, not even any cake up. They will cake up if you go super slow, but if you actually got some good pace going on, it slings out. But again, just keep in mind, if you are a slow rider, it does cake up rather than just constantly kind of sling out. But if you keep a good pace going on a trail, they will not cake up and you still got that constant nice grip going on. But anyways, let's get back on the road and we're going to ride a little bit of road right here and then get on a trail that's a little bit more muddy. And just like that, we're right back on the road, completely planted and confident and feeling like we can have fun on the road as well, not just off-road on the Africa Twin, right? Just coming to a turn right here, you can actually lean the bike a little bit more. Now this turn's not that tight, but again, even when you lean the bike, you almost want to lean it more than you know you should. You know what I mean? We got that big front wheel, you know? So you know we're not on a sports bike. We're not scraping pegs in turns. Maybe some of you are, not me. But, you know, even when you're on the road, you have that little bit of extra excitement from these tires. All right, so we are at the entrance to our next little trail, and this one's going to be a little bit more muddy, a little bit more sandy. I don't want to say technical, but you just got to kind of dodge and watch your lines a little bit more. But what I'm thinking, since we already watched the rear tire, I'm believing I'm gonna try to hook this up here and get you guys some front tire, just so you can kind of see it handle and you know how it swarms around in the sand and everything. So let me get hooked up and we'll get back on the trail right here. So we are all mounted up, and I'm actually pretty curious to see how this view turns out. So we saw the back one, now we're gonna see the front one, and then we're gonna go off into this here, and again it gets a little muddy back here, so hopefully we'll get through all of it with no issues. And I'm just gonna bypass the stinking screen, the load up screen this time. It'll go away by itself. Some of this stuff is muddy but dried out. After this rain comes tomorrow, it's going to get a lot worse, and a lot of this stuff isn't going to be rideable. This sand is ridiculous. Look, you can see someone's been chopping it up out here. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see my back tires biting in, but you can see I'm going slow. I'm not sure if you guys can see that way down there, but the sand's building up in it. So again, as I stated before, if you go slow with these tires, the sand or mud will build up in them. So always make sure you keep a little bit of pace. But right there, that's kind of a feeling. That's good to get that on video. You guys can see me getting out of sand or a sticky situation. It still gets bite, right? It's no knobby. Like, let's not fool each other. It's not a knobby, but you're still going to be able to get through. Oh boy. Okay, this is a little more muddy than I'm used to. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I don't recall it raining. A lot of this stuff isn't usually filled up, but some of these are pretty deep, so I don't want to go through them and get into a real bad situation out here. I still got to go pick my son up from school Could you imagine that? I call my wife. I can't make it to school to pick up our son. I'm stuck out here on the trail on the Africa Twin. I'm sure that'll go through well, huh? Priorities. Ouch. That thing just whacked me in the arm. We'll just cut right through the middle here. So far, no slippage into any of these mud on the side, because a lot of this stuff is slanted. What's our best route here? We'll go this way, I guess. But like right here, it kind of drops off. I can still ride into it, and I don't feel the bike sliding down off into the puddle. So that's a really nice feeling as well, understanding that you still get side grip on the side when some people will argue and say, oh, hey, it's more of a street tire. You know, you still have that side knobbyish type of grip feel. I guess this way. Okie dokie. Huh. I guess we're gonna have to hope for the best right here and pop it up. Oh, look at that. It just bit. It just bit right over that. I thought I was gonna slide in there. You know, I thought I was gonna slide into that, but it really just bit and took me around back into some sand. Dried up a little bit down here. We haven't had rain in a while. I don't know why these puddles are so full. And drop my visor. So sorry about the wind today. It's pretty gusty out here. I know some of you are probably like, yo, why don't you just gun through some of these puddles? Well, a lot of these are pretty deep, and at the bottom they're incredibly soft. And again, that's not what I want to do. Just get stuck with the Africa Twin out here. Uh-oh, what's going on right here? A little bit of a situation. We'll go out around and try to pick a nice line. Bam, held it. So there was that trail. As you can see, it was a little bit more sloshy. I dodged a lot of the puddles just because I don't want to get the bike stuck. But you see the front tire is still holding on. Hopefully we got really good footage from this camera showing that. But you see the back tire is not caked up or anything. Again, I can't state it enough. You got to make sure you're keeping up some speed with these tires, because if you do go slow, they're going to cake up and then just create a lot of just spin. Now we're going to head out to some gravel, just a basic gravel kind of fire road, which I think a lot of us are honestly riding on our Africa Twins. That's what we're going to be on a lot of the times, right? And we're going to get a feel for that too and talk about that. But one thing I want to point out while I'm on the road heading here is these tires are loud. They're not obnoxiously loud, you know what I mean? But for what they look like, we're 50-50, you know what I mean? Not crazy aggressive off-road tire. They're loud for that. I doubt the camera can pick it. I'll try. Like, if I pop my visor up, you're probably just going to hear more wind, but let me be quiet for a second and see if you can hear it. So not sure if you could hear that. I tried to get down there where the windscreen would block it, the windshield would block it. But again, you definitely box in the middle of the road. You definitely hear them. It's nothing annoying, nothing obnoxious. You just, again, it's a more aggressive tire, so there is going to be some noise coming to them. They are not silent by any means. All right, so now we are on the fire road, just a basic kind of gravel road, which you'll all see a lot around our areas. You know, we got some mildly deep gravel in some spots, some sand, some hard compact dirt. Nothing too crazy. Just, again, I think this is the kind of road a lot of us see on our Africa Twin. And wow, this tire is phenomenal. I can actually lean into my turn. I usually take my turns on the inside anyways, you know, just kind of lean into them. And it's just planted, it's confident. I'm not sliding at all. A little bit deeper gravel. I mean, of course, guys, like we're on an ADV bike, right? It's gonna be dancey, it's gonna be washy. There's no way around that, no matter what tire you're on, right? But can you improve it a little bit? That's what we're looking for here. And that's exactly what this tire does. Even sitting down, this tire feels good. Again, like I stated before, I don't sit down much even when I'm on this kind of stuff, because again, the bike's washy. There's no way around it, no matter what bike you're on. If you're on gravel like this, or kind of, you know, a little bit softer, loose gravel, the bike's gonna move around no matter what tire or what bike you're on. And I just don't like sitting down on that, because again, you feel the handlebars moving, you feel the back moving. It just doesn't feel very confidence inspiring to me. So again, I always stand up, and it's just, gosh, say it over and over again, it's absolutely game changing for the Africa Twin. Even going into turns right here, a left turn, we're going to go into this right turn. I'm going to hit a little bit of a break right there. It's a little bit softer sand, and I'm not worried. I'm not, you know, not getting scared going into the turns with a little bit of extra speed, with a little bit of brake or throttle. I still feel nice and confident. And my gosh, it is so windy. I'm so sorry if this wind is still picking up, guys. I'd figure if we got out here in between the trees, the wind would cut down a little bit, but nope, that storm coming in, it's a gusty one. So there we go, my review or opinion on the Dunlop Traimax Mission tires on the Africa Twin Adventure Sport DCT. I absolutely love them. They give me so much more confidence on the road, off-road, and just about everything I ride. Right now, it's the perfect tire for me. Now, I haven't tried many tires on the Africa Twin. I've tried the stock one, those Midas or Midas, whatever, and then these, and I've tried a bunch of tires across other bikes, the Shinkos, and then on my smaller dual sports and everything. So I've tried multiple different tires, whether it be more knobby or something like that, but And again, that's kind of where you put it. What bike are you on? What style of rider are you? And that's what's gonna decide it for you. I can sit here and say, yo, this is the best tire. I love this. This is the perfect tire. But it may not be for you. You may want something a little more aggressive. You know what I mean? A lot of people may say, oh, these aren't aggressive enough. Well, it really depends on your riding, not necessarily my riding or whatever other videos you're watching or reviews you're reading. And that's what I really want you to kind of take from it and focus is just, number one, hopefully you enjoyed the ride and we had fun just kind of seeing how the tires perform, and you can pick it apart and say, man, that's how I want to ride her. No, I'm a little bit more aggressive and extreme than that. I need something a little bit more knobby, you know what I mean? But again, right now, I can't say enough good things about them. As far as longevity, I'll do a follow-up video on that. Right now, again, they're still pretty fresh, maybe 500 or 1,000 miles, somewhere around there. So again, still pretty fresh. Wow, it is incredibly windy. You can just hear the wind cutting through the trees right there. Like, holy smokes. This storm, I'm glad I'm getting some riding in before it floods out a lot of these roads and turns them muddy. That's when we're gonna bring out the 300L. But again, hopefully this was able to help you out. Hopefully you got, you know, just a little piece about these tires on the Africa Twin. And again, I hope you enjoyed the ride. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope I catch you in the next adventure. Bye now.